action. It's 51 degrees inside, 12:10. What is it, Saturday? Come on. Saturday, March 22nd. 96% humidity. Shut the heat off. This is what we have, first order of business. If you look real close, see it? Got snowflakes. There, you caught it. There you go. Over on the left-hand side, you have snowflakes again. Anyway, stay positive. It's easy to be negative. And let the games begin. This is what we got going on here. I would assume this is tempered glass. This is for my new wood burner. What I used to use, I'm going to glass etch it. You need some sort of a sandblaster. This is a Cadillac. It recoups the sand. This item is quite expensive. I made a deal for it back in the day. For old 396 big block, it was only worth 150 bucks. And this thing is probably used worth about 750. No dust. It's nice. You can use a handheld sandblaster or a cabinet or whatever you use. I don't use a sandblast cabinet even though I have one because I have the black stuff in it, whatever that is. This I use beach sand because it's finer and I want it to be more consistent. And I take a normal house screen and I filter the sand through. Okay? What I used to use is this. This is like a sandblast tape. It's quite expensive. It's about $25 a roll. It likes to be warm. If it's not warm, it'll crack and break. But if it is warm, then it stretches. That's what I used to use to make my designs. Now what I do is, if you can find somebody that has in town where they cut graphics and stuff, you can have them do that, which is a lot less time consuming compared to some of the etching that I've done back in the day by hand with a X-Acto knife. That gets old, but anyway. So what I did is I had my graphics cut out, or whatever you want to call it. You're not going to be able to see it, really. What I'll do is I'll take that, I think that's 3M, yes, 3M application tape. I will lay it over this, pull off what I don't want, stick it down here, get the air bubbles out. And when you call picking the little things, is you got to pick your design. I bought this. You don't need to do this. All you can do is take an old pen and put a needle on it, and it helps you pick the small areas. You could buy a cheap pair of tweezers at Walmart, but I didn't because I was foolish with my money at the time. I always try to use glass cleaner in a can because it seems to me evaporate better than like Windex, which is liquid. And I don't want none of that liquid to stay underneath the felt, because once I put my graphic down or whatever, if that ain't completely dry, it's going to allow sand to give me a pocket, because this has to be flat to the glass. If there's a pocket, that sand will break that pocket and eat the glass where you don't want the sandblast. At this point right here, I got it regulated to 80 pounds. It says 100 on the wall, but I have a small, I put it away there. When I pull this trigger, it tells me it's 80 pounds. You really don't want to go more than 80 pounds. What's nice, like I said, you spray it, this recoups it back up. If you go slow, I think I pretty much covered it all, and I'll get back with you in a minute. It's only 40 degrees outside. It's going to get spring sooner or later. Yeah. When in doubt, commercial break is over. I was going to say, when I clean the glass, I don't use paper towel or anything because it tends to leave lint. I use newspaper. It's not because I'm cheap. It's just it cleans better. Try not to use the ads with a lot of ink in it, but just use newspaper. The least amount of color, the better off you are. Yeah, and you gotta have a little squeegee to squeegee it out. And when you lay a graphic, you want to lay tape on the middle of your graphic. Don't pull the backer off. And once you get it where you want with a piece of tape all the way across, pull it up, cut the backer paper, and start in the middle and feed it out slow, because once you get an air pocket in there, it's fine if it's just a sticker, but if you get an air pocket in there, you're gonna have to pull it back out, which it doesn't like that, or you're gonna have to pop that bubble, and once you got a little hole, if that sand hits it, it'll blow a hole there, and then here we go. And if you have the gauge up too high, because at one time, yeah, my S10 truck, I wasn't paying attention, and right there it's regulated at what? 90 pounds? I had it hooked there, which is regulated. At one time, my S10 truck, I had it hooked there. The red means it's hot. I started sandblasting, it started blowing a hole through my window. It didn't make it all the way through, but it's quite deep. Trust me. Watch what you're doing, slow down. Okay, here's another way to do it. You take your graphic or your design down, put your low tack tape on it. It's low tack and it's less tacky than the sticker, so the sticker will stick. And then I put a masking tape on it, pull it up. Evenly. Basically, I want to make sure the low tack tape is got all the air bubbles out. I know it's probably hard for you to see, but this is all I can say. Nobody ever showed me, and I'm trying to show you as much as I can. The reason I don't really show you shit in my videos because I'm in a hurry and I got other projects to do before I'm done. Anyway, then you're going to take your backer paper off the graphic, and you want to pull 180 degrees, not just lift up. You want it's like pulling masking tape off a car, 180 degrees. It'll cut that sharp edge, so you won't lift anything up. I could have picked it before I laid it on the glass, but I didn't because these are such small, intricate design. The bigger design, the easier it is to pick. Picking is taking out the negative graphic sticker that you don't want. Now you should use this. I don't. Why? I don't know. I just done enough time that I just use my finger. Now you can do this. That's fine. It's mainly used for when you put window tint on a car. But this way I can feel the bubble. I don't know. You don't want no bubbles. Especially when you're etching. Glass etching, which is, I guess people consider it's glass etching. In my eyes it's not, because glass etching is used when you take a chemical or an acid and etch to the glass. That is the way I understand it. This is of a sandblaster with sand. I like to sandblast myself because the image is more consistent. There's no highs and lows. If you get somebody that does the etch with a chemical, you can get highs and lows and it'll look more 3D, but you gotta be really good at it, and I'm not, and I haven't spent the time to get good at it because I got so many other projects going on. I always do. I always got my hand in jack of all trades and a master of none. That's what I am. So hopefully I use this as a border. Looks pretty close. One last time to get all the bubbles out. This is 3M model number SCPM-44X application tape. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. But if you're gonna do something like this, or you put graphics on a car, or you have a lot of uses for it. I can't remember what I paid for it. Anyway, probably 24 inches. The nice thing about it is this low tack tape, they call it backer, whatever they call it. I will use it once, try not to disturb it, so I can use it again on another project, and I'll take this and I'll stick it to another piece of glass or my metal cabinet in there. And I can use it again. The bigger the piece, the harder it is to manage. Once, if this sticks to itself, you're screwed. It's like window tint, like masking tape. If it sticks to itself, pretty much screwed. Okay. I have picked some, and picking is just what it is. You're picking. I could have picked it first, but it's easier because this is such small detail that it's hard to separate this from the vinyl. This vinyl is not sandblast mask. It's actually airbrush mask. And I was very surprised when I was asked to use it or try it that it actually will hold up to 80 psi sandblasting on it. It actually holds up. It's a lot cheaper than sandblast tape. I know you can't get much of an image. And the reason I left such a big border is the bigger the image, the nicer it is. But what I have to do is when this is so thin, and if I try to roll this up above this, there might be an air pocket, and if sand hits it, it'll blow a hole in the tape and tear this up. So I'll use this thicker stuff to tape along the border, and then I'll be able to go up over this. So if there is an air pocket, this tape is a lot more durable than this airbrush mask. I'll pick it and I'll show you where we're at. Next! Okay, here we have it. I actually had to use, because it's such small little stuff, after I got all done with picking it, I heated it up to keep it to stick, because when you sandblast, you know, if this lifts up, you're screwed. Actually, in order to pick all that little stuff, the smaller the item that you're glass etching or whatever you want to call it, the harder it is. So what I did is, I ended up using, I got from Just Hoggin', I used a magnifying glass. Yeah, that's all anal it is. Anybody can do it, you just got to take the time. Is the materials cheap? No, I'm not going to say they're cheap. The less quantity of stuff you buy, the more it's going to cost. The more quantity, the cheaper price you get. I've always been intrigued by glass etching, and I've done a lot of stuff. I've glass etched glass, really. I've glass etched chrome. I've etched pipes on a Harley, etched aluminum. I pretty much etch anything. People want me to put paint in there and color it. No, that isn't what etching is to me. But anyway, and when you sandblast, you want to sandblast straight down. You don't want to blow on an angle, because if it lifts that, once it's lifted, it's screwed. You can't, it's like a tattoo. It is what it is. You know, you get one chance, Charlie. You see how it all comes out when it's done. Really? Yes, it doesn't look like much contrast. I understand that. It's supposed to look elegant, not flamboyant. This is how I do it. Put some light behind it, and anywhere you can see, how do I say it? Give you an example. If I could see in this image right here, anything that sparks, it'll be, instead of the way it looks dull, that's what you want. I've done, if you do this on a mirror, it shows contrast really well. Like I said, I've etched a lot of things in my life. Done a lot of mirrors. A lot of mirrors. My share of doors. That's who I get my stencils from. Is it pricey? Yeah. Can anybody do it? Yes, I can. Get a sandblaster. Get some stencils made, or cut it yourself like I used to. Get some application tape. Gotta have a compressor. Gotta have the desired drive, dedication, and a good dinner to do it. That's all. Anybody can do it. And I know I'm going to get questions, because I always do. Got a fucking huge mud puddle back here because I just let that go. Turn some light on for you. There's some light. There's some chrome. That's glass etch on pipes. I did it around my bagger. Did it on the transmission cover. Did it on aluminum. Going down the forks. Pretty much do it on anything you want. The smaller the item, the harder it is. Anyway, people are gonna email me. I've had it done before on toolboxes and stuff. And I'll give them a price, and then you never hear from them. Some of them. That's fine, because I've learned not everybody's a buyer, not everybody's a consumer. I understand that. Used to get offended. Don't get offended no more. I'll give you a good example. Commercial break. Anyway, where is my e-cig? There you go. Give you an example. Milo Garage. He does, I don't have it here, I got it in the shoe shack. He does carbon fiber, and they have other designs that you lay, I don't know what it's called, $100 bill. It's like a sticker, you lay it in water, and then you dip it, and you pull it out. And it's good for round things, or things that got an angle. Flat things, you could use it for, but unlike a sticker won't wrap. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, Milo's got a big tank. He took all the time in the research, that arm to get it to go, and then to squeegee the thing in and blow air on it so he gets the best job he can. I could do that. Anybody can do anything if they want, to spend the time and the money. My point being, Milo probably charges a good price. He should. It's supply and demand. It's the finer things in life, if you ask me. What would I get to do this? Being this size and this detail, it makes a difference. You know, if I did, give you an example. My glasses, move some things around. Say I did something like this. It's got some black paint on it. But if I did something that big, it's the same size, but it's easier to do, easier to pick. I'd probably charge, what, 75 bucks. This, I'd charge 100. Why? It's about the same size. You are correct. This might even be bigger. Okay, I could pick that easy. I can't pick that without lifting it. It takes a lot of time. It's supply and demand. Every time you go buy something, this is what I learned from a guy a long time ago. He had some LED string lights. It shoots a light all the way through. I got it in an S10 truck. I had never seen them. It was years and years ago. And I said, how much you get them for? And he says, don't let that bother you. It doesn't matter. And he wasn't rude. He just said, don't let that bother you, because it doesn't matter what I paid for it. What is the market willing to pay for it? It's true. You know, if the market is flooded with umbrellas, just zillions of them, it's not worth much. But if there's like 10 umbrellas left in the world and it's fucking raining every day, they're priceless. That's what I say about that. Anyway, piece of property. You put a smile on my motherfucking face every time I think about that. It's coming. It's got a long ways to go. I say I won't be done with it until the end of summer. I'll probably never be done with it, but it'll be done enough. Piece of oneself, peace on earth, rest in peace, bigger piece of pie, piece of action, piece of the puzzle, piece of pussy, piece of corn dog, piece of pizza. And when the big dogs get all done eating, you puppies get a piece of something, motherfucker. Bow, wow. I think what I'll do, I'll leave it at that and cut. And I'll peel this off to show you and call it a day. And I'll move on to something else. And there you go. That's what you get. All that time, just do a little picture. Yeah. So anybody can do it, if you're willing to. I got the idea back in the day because I always seen it on nice houses. When I take my bike out, go down to the rich neighborhood, you know, Knob Hill, like my old man would say. You know, and look at these big doors, you know, the doors with little glass on the side with little designs, probably stained glass. Some of it's just etched. You know, the doors are probably worth about, I don't know, $2 grand. You know, double dooring. Just always impressed me, you know. Big doors impressed me in a house. And I always liked how to do it. I always wanted to know how to do it. So I invested in, has it panned off? I don't know, it makes me happy. You know, my old man always used to say, as long as you're going to spend your money and you got something to show for it instead of pissing in the wind, it's worth it. See, I could have done it different. Everything that is etched, with no glare really, everything that is etched, I could have done a reverse etch and had that glass and everything else etched in. But the reason I didn't do that, and that would have been fine, but I want to see the fire on the wood burner. I want to see more of the fire than I want to see of the trees and the moose and whatever. That's just, I just want to see most of the fire. Because on a hot summer night or a cold winter night, after your work day is all done, in the summertime I sat there at the fire pit. And now in the wintertime, I'll be looking at the wood stove, drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade, just watching the fire. I love fire because it's never the same. It always moves. It consumes shit. It's cool. Anyway. Slow ass RT, shut your face garage. Go make a motherfucking video. Really? Come on, bruh. Been waiting for you. What am I gonna have to go on strike and not make no videos until Shut Your Face Garage does? Make a video? Really? Dave, Customs, about your turn too, bruh. About your turn too. Until the next broadcast, try to be positive. Fuck the negative. You can take that energy and whatever's you're dealing with a lot in your life. The negative is over here on the left-hand side. You worry about it. You can't solve it because you don't have enough information yet, per se. You can take that same energy about any subject and think the positive things, you know, and you don't know the outcome of that either. It's the same thing you're thinking about. You can think negative or positive. But negative, it keeps coming back to you and you keep thinking about it. Positive, it's weird, is that once you think positive about it, your mind moves on to other things that is going on right here, right now in your life, and you can just let it be. Just like thinking about all the shit you gotta do. You just write a fucking list, your mind will start thinking about stuff, but then you tell yourself, I got it on a list, so I don't think about it. It eases your mind. Because I don't want to have a motherfucking heart attack, no stroke, no nothing. You know, I don't, my only issue is cholesterol, but I'm a skinny fella. Cholesterol, I'll work on that, you know. Because HPR is no ordeal. Make you start thinking, man. Ain't got that many motherfucking days. Living on borrowed time. You know, but well, back to my old man, I'm gonna cut this shit short. You know, my dad would bring me somewhere before I know how to work on shit or get shit painted or wrenching on shit when I was a kid. And my dad would never argue with the guy about the price. You know what my dad would always say? Pay him, boy. You know what that meant? If you can't do it yourself, and you ain't willing to buy the tools to do it, and you don't have the time, pay the motherfucking man. Just watch who you're paying. Get references. Don't pay no flim-flam, man. This is a lot of those. That's some words of wisdom. Hope you can use it. If not, throw it out into the trash can as you leave. Exit stage right. Later.